Dr. John Bennett from Miami. Tonight, this is a series of the pre-event hangouts for the event on the 27th of January at 6 o'clock, um, the FitTriathlete.com event. Tonight, we have the pleasure of having the CEO of Miami TRievents, as well as the owner of Ironman Miami. And joining us tonight also is Eric Rylander, the co-head of Now TV. So we're gonna talk to Wilbur Anderson. He's gonna tell us about what he does and the events he organizes, and specifically about the events in Miami. So, Wilbur, how you doing tonight?
Feel great. What about you guys?
Very
Very
good.
good. Thank you.
Very good. We've had a couple of hangouts. I don't know if you got a chance to watch. We had a couple of doctors on last night. One, Larry Creswell. He's a cardiothoracic surgeon. Wilbur, he was talking about cardiac problems and that triathletes may have, and screening tests, etc. Well, anyways, Wilbur, why don't you just tell us how you got involved in the sport of triathlons? Why don't you start at the very beginning?
Wow. That was 1983. I'm from Costa Rica.
Okay.
I used to have a job, a part-time job as a lifeguard. That I used to be part of the swimming team from my city, my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
In this kind of job, it was kind of far away from my house, and the only transportation that I used to have was a bike. A bike that it took me about a year to build that bike. The financial status of my family, coming from a very humble family, that helps me to appreciate everything that I have now, and that I'm being, working for. And I used to go in bike. I used to ride the bike and swim, and love to run before I jump on my bike and get back to home. So I didn't know that I was living a life, a triathlon lifestyle, until 1983, that I was watching a show in TV, which was Kona, Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, this is what I want, that I'm doing every day. I'm doing a triathlon every day. So I got excited. I was 17 years old. And I asked the club manager, if I can do a crazy event called triathlon, and he told me, yeah, okay. So we did the swim on a swimming pool. Obviously, the bike around the club. That was a short triathlon, and the run around the club. And I got 46 people. Surprised me. I start promoting the event, with the people around the club. It was a private club, and I started talking to the clients, and we end getting 46 people. And I believe, I don't recall seeing another triathlon in the history of Costa Rica, and I believe that was the first triathlon ever in Costa Rica. And that's when it started. Everything started from there. So I immigrated to United States in 1987, and start saving money. I work in different fields. I came here, and my first job was McDonald's, flipping burgers, and I start saving money. I start getting better jobs. No times for excuses. So I saved money, and I put the first triathlon in South Florida. The first triathlon is store called Swim Bike Run. That was almost 14 years ago. So I start with that store. Someone came to the store and offered me to buy the store, and I sold the store. And I expressed my wife, hey, listen, love this, but I think we need to start something now different related with the triathlon, but I want to start doing organizing triathlons.
Mm-hmm.
and she supported me always. And we start, putting triathlons together. We start with the Miami International Triathlon, MIT, and the rest is history. I mean, here we are. Obviously, through all these years, has been times that I'm being, not easy. Has been not easy, but here we are. I mean, we have with the Miami International Triathlon was called one of the 10 best triathlons in the world on Earth.
Wow.
Which is something great. Now we have the second largest Ironman 70.3 in the world, and the only in a metropolis, which is I can say that I'm proud of that because, like I said, has been not easy for me, and it's great to see the results of all this hard work that we've been doing. Obviously, I have my wife next to me always, and she supports me, which it means a lot to me. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much how we started triathlon.
Oh, that's great. The MIT is called, huh? The Miami International Triathlon.
That was the first triathlon that we start with, Miami International Triathlon.
Okay, it must have been, like you say, it's one of the only ones in the metropolitan area?
Well, Miami International Triathlon, I sold that event, and I bought the event back about a year ago.
Okay. Okay. Buyer's remorse.
Well, I buy it for a better price that I sold the event for. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an Olympic distance. Now, like I was saying, we have the Ironman 70.3 Miami, which is a longer distance. It's an Ironman license. That's the one which is the only one in a metropolis, which is we literally closing Miami River, half of the port of Miami, CSX, Tri Rail. 56 miles on the bike course, 13.1 on the run, and this is happening. Everything happened in Miami area, downtown Miami.
Well, yeah, I bet you it's very easy to set that up, right?
It's passion. When you love something, for me this is not a job. This is I show up to the office, and everybody at the office, their family, have a nice team. And it's easy to expend the time and effort when you love what you do. I mean, I believe that's key. I mean, I don't want to. I never picture myself or see myself doing something that I don't like to do. Obviously, if I have to do it for a small period of time, but I'm a blessed person because I can say that I work in a field that I love to be working.
Yeah, Wilbur, they say that if you find a passion, you never work another day in your life.
Right.
And I feel the same way about this platform of Google Hangouts, too. It's not like working, it's fun. Since you're only one of the first few in the metropolitan area, I bet that it was a long haul because there was no precedent which Miami could base it on. When you went to them and says, "Oh, we want to close this, we want to close that," they kind of must have been kind of, "What is it? What are you doing?" Did you get a lot of that attitude of like, "What the heck is it?"
We have a key name here. Obviously, I'm proud to represent Ironman brand. Okay. Ironman gives me a huge opportunity to get into this business. This brand mixed with the name of Miami and the support of the city of Miami is great. Obviously, they get hundreds of complaints from people that they expect 3 hours to get to the church, or
right.
I heard crazy things. But hey, we bring just $18 million in economic impact to the city. So I believe they can wait a little bit, understand that. And these times, here in Miami, we need these kind of events to continue growing. This is healthy life sport. It's a healthy lifestyle, and people have to understand. Well, definitely, the answer is yes. We get a lot of complaints, But hey, we bring a lot of benefit to the city as well.
Well, yeah, Miami's kind of an outdoors city, anyways, with the beaches and the sun. It kind of goes along with that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a destination. If I mean, people come over here, they spend not only the 3 or 4 days to get ready for the race. They stay another week. So that's why we can collect that huge economic impact. It's crazy, people when they come over here because we send the survey every year right after the race, and we get the numbers how much they spend, and we put all these numbers together, and you will see people from for example from Brazil, how much they spend is average of the amount of money that they spend here in Miami is crazy. So it's good. It's good for the city. Yes.
Well, logistically, when you first started around the year 2000 for the triathlon in Miami,
Say that again. Sorry.
when did you first start? What was the year 2000 that you started it?
For Miami International Triathlon or for Ironman?
No, for Miami International Triathlon.
We start around 2002. Yes.
Oh, okay. So how did you attract it must have been tough the first few years, attracting quality triathletes. Well, how did you go about doing that? What kind of
Well,
stuff did you do?
is through the process, been traveling, knocking doors. Um, and actually, when you have an international triathlon where you have a purse prize, a cash prize,
Right.
you have that connection with the professional triathletes. They
Okay.
always get in touch with me to see how I can help them, if I can assist them
Right.
in hotel appearances fees, or sometimes what we call is a homestay in we start creating all these relations. So you can imagine we have events through the year, and we talk to the professional athletes every time that they want to participate. From the everybody. I mean, everybody's important, and the pro field is important, but also we have big names, connections, and yeah, has been a process of long time relationship with them.
Yeah, I imagine it's not a huge community. They kind of talk to each other and they say, "Oh, there's a new triathlon in Miami." I imagine the word get out pretty quickly in the triathlon community.
Well, let me tell you something. They are picky on which race they're gonna pick, even if they are a prize purse or cash prize. They look to the organization and how how quickly we can also pay the prize money.
Right,
There's
right,
a lot of people out there. They just put an event together. They put a name. That they say, okay, we're gonna give money away. Sometimes, they don't get paid for it. So
right.
they want to make sure that they get the prize money. They get the right trip, which is that's what they work for. That's what they been training for, and understandable. I mean,
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you. You kind of answered it partially. What does a triathlete look for when he goes to a race? Is it the terrain, and certainly it's things like expenses, of course. But what kind of things are they looking at as far as course? Does Miami have a very interesting course that they run, and the swimming part and the biking part? Is it kind of an interesting triathlon for them?
The first question that they ask is who is in the list,
Okay, really? Like what other runners are going?
because they want to compete against people who they have chances.
Okay,
I mean, some of them, but hey, like I was saying, first of all is organization. Terrain, I don't think is an issue because they most of the pros when they come to the races to compete, they fully prepare.
right.
Uh, and but no, it's definitely organization and safety of the race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a hilly run, is it? Miami, it's kind of flat most of the course.
Well, Ironman 70.3 Miami, we have two big bridges. Big, uh,
Okay.
because do we have two loops running course, and is those hills right there, which is those two bridges, is kind of the different. Everything else is flat, and
Right.
it's yeah.
Those bridges are Key Biscayne. And,
Those are MacArthur Causeway,
oh, MacArthur Causeway. Okay.
that which is the big bridge which connects Miami, downtown Miami, with Watson Island.
Right. Right.
Because is downtown Miami, Watson Island, and
Uh,
Watson Island connects to South Beach.
okay. And where's the swimming part take place?
That's between Port of Miami and Bayside. This is a protect bay. This is a beautiful place.
Okay.
Most of the races, except the last year, we have a little bit of current, but hey, it's Mother Nature. We cannot control that.
Right.
But 90% of the times, that's a swimming pool. You can see dolphins. You can see manatees. Uh, you can see the big vessels going,
Right.
leaving from Miami. It's beautiful. I mean, you can see downtown right behind you, and the sun coming out because we start the race 7:23 sharp, and you see the sun come up, and this. I mean, I'm in love with this race. You can see 15,000 people, just like a stadium, right next to the water, watching the family members or friends, or just curious, because it's just like in a stadium, a lot of people around. So we have between the athletes and spectators, we have like 18,000 people around.
Wow.
Exciting.
Eric, you have some questions?
Yeah, you touched on something I've been curious about. That you said that you're part of the Ironman brand. So do you license that the Ironman? Are you part of the Ironman like network of races?
Yes, it's a license that we have the contracts 5 years ago. Um,
Uh-huh.
Actually, we went to our sixth event, so 7 years ago that we signed contract with WTC, and like I say, I'm proud to represent Ironman here in Miami. Is a very well-known organization, a huge, the biggest brand in triathlon. It has been the bigger brand ever. Nice people to work with, very, very professional, and has been a very nice experience to be working with them.
Last night we talked to a doctor from Mexico who had just participated in the Ironman in Cozumel, and he was telling us what a beautiful.
Yeah, was that an Ironman? Was that an Ironman one?
I believe so. And the Ironman in Cozumel.
Have you heard of that, Wilbur?
Yeah, I know. I'm very familiar with Cozumel. Cozumel is another beautiful place. I have the opportunity to be in Cozumel, not with the Ironman or compete with there, but hey, as vacations, I imagine that the event there is beautiful. I heard a lot of good things about it. When they swim, they can is utterly literally as an aquarium when you're swimming.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
mentioned that. He mentioned that last night. Remember, Eric, about the dolphins and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
That they have there's a company who license Ironman brand, which is As Deporte in Mexico. They're big in Mexico, and they run that event.
I see. So the Ironman is a like a registered trademark then. So someone owns that name.
Yes. Obviously, you need to qualify in order to represent the brand, because they want to make sure that if you want to produce an event, you're going to represent the brand 100%. That you're going to offer a very high quality event and a very safe event. Safety for them is paramount.
Where are they based out of, Wilbur? Are they in a city?
Say that again.
Where are they based out of, Ironman? Where's their office?
WTC is in Tampa.
Now, how many Ironman events are there worldwide? Is it a worldwide brand or just United States?
It's a worldwide brand. Right now, they just announced a race in Ecuador, and they're ready to announce more races in South America. I just can't talk about it,
Okay.
but there's
Okay.
a yeah, not a confidentiality agreement, but
Okay.
there's more races coming up, and beautiful things are coming. Um, Definitely, I'm gonna let you know when it is the right time. I'm gonna share this information with you. But yeah, for South America, there's a lot of coming up.
Well,
Right.
other than that, how many are there worldwide? Other than the new ones, how many
If
are established?
that's like 204 between Ironman and 70.3, like 248,
Oh, okay. So,
248.
wow. So a triathlete has a lot to pick from. He can be pretty picky about where he goes.
Yes, I mean, the sport is growing big time. The sport is. I remember when I started with the store, people used to get into the store to just curious and to learn what is triathlon about. And they used to ask, oh, but it's all together the same day or different day? And I say, okay, no, there's different distances. Is the same day. And now it's like triathlon. When you talk about triathlon, oh, you're a triathlete. It's like almost like you're Superman, something
Yeah,
like that.
like
Yeah.
A Spartan soldier.
Yes.
Uh,
There's a bunch of triathlons around right now. And again, the biggest brand is Ironman for sure.
right.
It's a huge family.
Hmm.
And most of the triathletes stick to their region, to their area.
Yeah, I mean, they compete. For example, there's 70.3 distances in the full Ironman. The full Ironman, they have the championship in Hawaii, which is every year,
Right.
and you qualify to a full distance Ironman in different countries or part of the world.
Hmm.
Uh, the same thing happens with the 70.3. With the difference of 70.3 World Championship is it takes place in different cities every year. It rotates.
Hmm.
That's the difference between a full Ironman and 70.3.
Hmm.
70.3 is the half of the distance of the full Ironman.
Okay, it's half the distance.
Yeah, let me explain you. 70.3 is 1.2 mile swim,
Okay,
56 miles bike, and 13.1 miles run.
and Ironman's double that.
Double that.
Okay, wow. I have a hard time driving that. Uh, never mind running or biking. No, I can remember when this sport first started, Wilbur, and I think most Americans were exposed to it at Kona. They would see all these crazy guys running these ridiculously long distances in Hawaii. Do you remember when it was first starting? That's when everyone started seeing it on TV, and no one knew what the hell was going on. What is this sport in Hawaii where they're running all this distance and swimming and biking? It was very unique. I can remember when it first started way back in Kona.
Yeah, I mean, I remember those times. I feel old already, I guess.
No, I remember those too. I remember very well.
I used to be one of those crazy guys running out there.
Oh,
Um,
did you compete in Kona?
Not in Kona, but in another events, yes. I used to suffer like a dog out there, and is I guess is like a adrenaline, or it's like a drug. And when you're competing out there, you suffer, you're sweating, you cry, you smile. It's a mix of feelings, and it's about passion. It's about to prove where are your limits, or what are your limits are. It's like it's a good feeling, but I guess I put priorities in other fields or areas, like pushing my business and make it happen, and I have to stop training. The triathletes always we eat a lot because I used to be my shorter day was 2 hours, a regular day was 3 hours, a long training day was 4 hours. So you can imagine in 4 hours how many calories you burn. So you eat a lot. You eat a lot of meat, a lot of pasta, and you constantly you have to eat all the time. So if you stop, is when you start gaining weight like right away. And I guess that's part of what happened to me. I stopped but yeah, I mean, I guess there's different seasons in life that we have to enjoy.
Right.
Right now, I really enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
When I used to be one of those crazy guys, I really enjoyed it. So, and I'm never gonna forget it.
Well, Wilbur, you're involved in other events too, right?
Yes. Right now, Miami TRievents. I have to mention Miami TRievents because there's a strong team behind me. It's not just Wilbur Anderson putting events together. Superman is very high qualified. I mean, very professional people that I have next to me. And Miami TRievents is offering, how I can say, we help people to put more events together out there. For example, right now we're working in South America, giving some advisors, consultants. We're acting as a consultant company for that those races they want to start announcing. I can't just mention names or countries, but yeah, we're doing some consultant service to South America.
And you're involved with the St. Augustine Marathon or half marathon, or aren't you involved with something up there?
Yes, and that's a half marathon. That's a beautiful event that I'm in love with. This is between my wife and I. We call it the third baby that we have because as you know, St. Augustine is the oldest city in the United States. I don't know if you guys have the opportunity to be there.
Oh yeah, I love St. Augustine.
I was looking for the Fountain of Youth there.
Oh, when you get a chance, go to staugustinmarathon.com and actually we have beautiful pictures and the ribs. There's a Mojo's barbecue place, and I love dark beer, and that's my favorite, man.
Oh, really?
Excellent. Sounds good.
St. Augustine is beautiful. So this is a family weekend. We have a 5K, 10K. And kids race, a free kids race Saturday, and Sunday we have the big day, which is a half marathon. And the weather is beautiful. Usually we get around 58, 60 degrees. Again, it's the right place to spend the time with the family.
What time of year does that take place?
November 14th is going to be this year.
Oh, okay. Are you involved in any other events besides St. Augustine and Miami?
Definitely every single event is we have the 25-75 triathlon series that we built because by experience we have to have shorter distance, and usually when you talk about short distance, the quality are not good. We changed that with the 25-75 concept. We offer the same quality, the standard that we have for an international event, just like Ironman. We offer that in 25-75. Like you or Eric or me, we don't have no time to spend training 3 hours or 4 hours out there. Mm-hmm. We ride a bike, couple of 31 hour and swim one day. We're available to do sport the triathlon sport short distance, which is the sprint distance, the 25-75 altogether, which is 750 meters swim, 12 miles bike, and a 5K run altogether in kilometers is 25-75. Okay. Which is the shortest distance in triathlon. And we have that series. We have in Las Olas, in San Piper Bay. We opening one in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, or another one in St. Kitts. We have one in Costa Rica. We're trying to make some connections in Mexico, so it's growing. 25-75 concept is growing because the time. I mean, is you don't need to expend so much time to be training out there in order to compete. So you have this choice, and you can receive what you pay for. I don't know if I'm being clear with this, because again,
Yeah.
the people when they talk about sprint distance, oh, they think there's going to be a crappy short distance, but no, we change that concept.
Yeah, how big is the field in Miami Triathlon? How many do you take everybody, or you just have a certain number and that's it, or how does that work?
Well, for in a sprint distance, 25-75 distance, average is between, let's say, 600 people.
Okay.
We every person, they have the pocket, they have the bib number, personalized bib number, they have the timing. They pick up the pocket the day before. We have an expo. Yeah, everybody have to check in. About Las Olas International Triathlon, which is going to be the first year, we're expecting between 1,200 to 1,500 people. The same process. And in Ironman, we have 3,000 people signed, 3,200 signing in that specific event. We have a no-show, a big percentage of no-show. So we always get like 2,700 people competing.
Okay, and does everybody that applies get able to race, or is it you cut it off at a certain number and that's it?
Yes, for safety, and we have to put a gap on the amount of
a limit, yeah.
Yes, a limit.
Oh, okay. And it's 2,700 in Miami?
No, actually, a limit for registration is 3,200.
3,200. Oh, okay. 500 no-shows.
Yes.
Approximately 500 no-shows. I'm sure it's
because it's a longer distance. People can the people get injury.
Right.
The people maybe they don't get the visa.
Right.
We have a big amount of people here. 57% in Miami there are from out of the country.
Okay.
Crazy.
And maybe a couple extra late nights in South Beach before the event. So, Eric, you have any more questions?
Well, I did want to say that we came to know Wilbur because we have been Ortho now's been the official medical provider of the Ironman 70.3 in Miami, and we've enjoyed the relationship, and we hope we have a real long one with you, Wilbur. And we should talk about some of these other events that you have. Maybe there's a way that we can help too in a medical capacity and working medical tents in some of these other events that you either have planned or you have going on now.
Actually, we talk already. You guys are involved already for Las Olas International Triathlon. That specific event, we offer $25,000 cash prize for the winner. This is a truly international triathlon. It's on the Olympic distance, and yeah, Eric, I'm really proud to be. It's not because just to make you or make the Dr. Padilla feel good, but no, it's so important. You guys, I mean, Ortho now is so important for us because it's the entity behind the finish line at the medical tent supporting us, because I mean everybody get injured or dehydrated or I mean name many things can happen during a triathlon. Definitely Ortho now is great. I mean, no complaints, nobody complains, friendly people, easy access. Is like when I talk to Dr. Padilla, it's just like another friend, family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really proud and honored to be working with Dr. I mean, he's a very talented guy. I mean, he is. I don't know how he can control all his operations and everything. It's kind of crazy, huh?
You just got to hire a lot of good people. That's all.
Wilbur. I hope. I foresee the day. I was talking to Eric before we get on the air. I foresee the day when these events will be live streamed to the internet. And hopefully, I don't know where Ortho Now TV is going to go, but I foresee the day when triathlons are televised, because it's fairly easy to televise them. And you mentioned it's getting popular. It's a good way to get the triathlete community together, is to have a triathlete TV station, which you can do fairly easy with this technology we're using right now. And we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, John. As you know, English is not my main language. When I came here, I started, like I just say, started with the first job flipping burgers at McDonald's, and nonstop until now. I mean, never have a chance to go to school and learn English like the way you have to be. Obviously, I have a background of design in Costa Rica, which is the career that I studied. But about English is not my main language. But hey, I want to try to do my best to be participating with this. If you invite me, I'm going to be more than happy to be part of it.
Well, we're establishing channels in Spanish in medicine, so certainly it would not be, no va a estar difícil para establecer canales en español también, para triathlons y todo. But we can talk about that later.
No, definitely Spanish is my main language, and I'm very good in Spanish. I can definitely help you out with that.
Great.
Para mí sería un placer poder compartir micrófonos por medio de la televisión contigo. Sería un placer.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much, Wilbur, and thanks, Eric, for helping out.
Yeah, and just one more plug for our event, which is less than a week away now. So at 6 o'clock Tuesday night on the 27th at the Mark Center, the Miami Anatomical Research Center in Doral. And all the event information is at fittriathlete.com. We encourage everybody to pre-register. There's limited seating there. The whole event's going to be broadcast live using this platform, and you can tune in at orthonow.tv to watch the whole event. But there's nothing like being live. We're going to be giving away a performance race bike. We're going to have some celebrities there. We're going to have some doctors. We're going to be talking about injury prevention and healthy training for triathletes. So it's a good program.
Very good. Very good, gentlemen. Thank you very much, and good night, world.
It's been a pleasure for me. Thank you very much, and I look forward to talk to you next time.
Okay.